Don't touch nothing, all right? All right. You ready? I appeal to y'all to please be silent because you're going to listen to what happened here. Just for 30 minutes, you please be silent. I beg you. What we are doing here is in interest of everybody here, please. So, are we ready? Yeah. We are coming 1 to 3, that means we'll be silent, all right? 1, 2, 3. Father God, anybody here calls no, hey, Father God. Thank you. Ready? All right, thank you. Thanks to everyone for coming here today. My name is Ambassador Joseph Jake Brown, the Executive Director for the Plebeians, the common people of Liberia. We invited members of the press because there's something on our heart to present to y'all, we the common people of Liberia. Because y'all know for decades and decades we have been suffering, and now we are seeing light now. And we don't want anyone to destroy that light. Again, thanks for coming. The international community, the UN, the AU, the US Embassy, our dynamic president, down to our president. Hopefully you are watching. I would like to turn this over to our program administrator to give a live press release. Can you say that, Master? Members of the press, market women and student values, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow plebeians, common people of Liberia, I am humble and thankful for the trust and hope you have put in us. I am filled with joy and pride to see so many of you here from across the length and breadth of Liberia to join us in making sure our voices continue to be heard. This is truly an historic moment for our country. To our citizens and international guests who are watching and listening to the broadcast, we say thank you for your concern. We have come here today to do clarity on one of our videos that has been spread with hate message that is hammering and which has come dark cloud over our institution. The plebeians, the common people of Liberia, by two individuals named Bo Ali and Abraham Darius who are downloaded one of our posted videos, continue to share it with text message attached. After our participations of the successful conduct of Liberia 27 presidential and general elections, a group of Liberians, irrespective of political power and religious affiliation, grouped themselves into a meaningful nomenclature to help drive President William's proposed agenda for prosperity and development in order to build a Liberia where all common people are empowered with the tools and opportunities to thrive and contribute to society. The plebeians, common people of Liberia, at its core, came into national existence with a self-purpose of creating opportunities for the common people of Liberia. The Plebeian Common People of Liberia is a non-for-profit organization duly registered and recognized by the government of Liberia on February 27, 2019 as a charitable organization to perform the following mandates. 1. To assist the government in propagating the pro-border agenda. 2. To provide humanitarian services for less fortunate youth and all people. 3. To empower people for sustainable development. 4. To do any of all acts necessary, suitable and proper for the accomplishment of the objectives in federal or any of the power here in set forth, either alone or in combination with other collaboration firms or individuals. 6. To engage in any lawful activities for which non-for-profit organizations are formed under the Association of Laws of Liberia. 7. To engage in all other lawful activities that are necessary or conducive for the attainment of any purposes therein above. Our institution has a current membership over 5,384,497 members in the representation in all of the 15 political subdivisions of Liberia to show the smooth operations and implementation of our vision and mission. However, prior to the acquisition of our legitimacy, our institution can boast of many projects it has undertaken since its establishment and ongoing. The projects include the crafting of a ferry in Chismabra, Maserado County, which has become a beneficiary for over 30,000 users from various communities. 2. The purchase of cassava machines to transform manual post-harvest processing to more mechanized tech was done for the people of rural Maserado County, Liberia. Our many advocates program to include the bidding of the commoner with a 2x2 plane by a Chinese merchant on Water Street was immediately arrested and prosecuted by our timely intervention. And the brutal reaction from an upper class to one of our commoners led to several head injury, at which time, again, our timely intervention led to the immediate arrest of the perpetrator. 4. Our institution was able to assist in rehabilitation, which includes the participation in drugs-free awareness program, West Point, Local Town, Nuku Town, and etc. 5. Our institution was able to lobby and secure job opportunity for more than 1,175 persons for our common people in Liberia. 6. Our institution was able to lobby and secure local and foreign scholarship for our common people in Liberia and many more. With employment for the common people of Liberia being one of our priorities of our institution, the Plebeians, common people of Liberia, contacted the Chief Executive Officer of a Security Incorporated, a private security firm on December 3, 2018 to help provide employment opportunities for the common people of Liberia. After a series of consultation and negotiation over the period of time, a February decision was reached by Security Incorporated on February 22, 2019 to absorb 350 persons of the common people of Liberia for possible employment, when later will be sent to the Liberia National Police Academy for basic initial training, but at a graduate scale with the following criteria. 1. High school diploma or above. 2. Age 18, 35. 3. Proof of nationality and legal status. 4. In good health and physically fit. In an arranged meeting with Security Incorporated and the Plebeians coming to Liberia, they were consulted by both parties in the spirit of coordination and transparency that the Plebeian coming to Liberia will carry out a pre-vetting and conduct a physical fitness exercise test, which will determine the qualification of all the applicants. On March 12, 2019 at 3 p.m., a total of 175 applicants from the Plebeian coming to Liberia were asked to assemble on the public beach located in Single Fish Market, Monrovia, Liberia at 3:05 p.m. The Plebeian Common Pool Liberia physical fitness exercise test commenced and lasted for 45 minutes with the following. 1. 5 of the applicants were discovered medically unfit prior to the conduct of the exercise. 2. Warm-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, and rounds. To show a proof of transparency and to adequately inform our partners, the process was video recorded with our institution mentioned and later posted on Facebook in 3 hours and 24 minutes at 7 p.m. March 12, 2019, after the exercise by the Executive Director, Ambassador Joseph J. Brown of the Plebeian Common Pool Liberia, was script that reads, the Plebeian Common Pool Liberia is committed in supporting the President's pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development. By all means, we ask private companies to help employ our people security service have promised to employ 350 common people into the company. On March 14, 2019, at the precise hour of 9:16, without permission from the Plebeians Common People of Liberia institution, who is the sole owner of the self-posted video, was downloaded by one more Ali, while he removed the attached original script that was initially posted along with the self video and reloaded it back on Facebook with a hit message attached, which reads, they are now forming a private image, one of the hallmarks of a dictator. In the same vein, on March 14, 2019, at the precise hour of 12:08 p.m., without permission from the Plebeian Common People of Liberia institution, who is the sole owner of self-posted video, was downloaded by one April Darius Dillon, where he removed the attached original script that was initially and initially posted along with a said video and reloaded it back on Facebook with a hate message attached which reads, "That date again." I hope while many Liberians home and abroad are following the latest foolishness being done by the CDC WIA government, I hope the UN and the US government, the AU, the EU, the ECOWAS, and other development partners are monitoring the CDC WIA government. This video clip shows CDC training militias in the name of common people defense army. They plan to take them to National Police Academy for training for the purpose of arming them with deadly weapons. I believe very strongly that this militia group party under the cover of private security is being trained to tackle critical opposition and all of the nature of the current administration. Members of the press, this insinuation by Mr. DeLong and Mr. Ali is characterized by falsehood, prejudice, and a mindset. What a sheer wickedness. What is the motive and intent of Mr. Mo Ali and Ibrahim Darius DeLong towards the common people of Liberia? Let us not forget so soon of these attributing factors that once undermined the peace and security that led to the death of one of Liberia's founders, President William Albert Tubber Jr. In April 1979, the late President Tubber and the late President Tubber's Agriculture Minister Florence Chinaway proposed in a subsidized price of rice from US $22 to US $26. This proposal was misinterpreted out of a mindset by the opposition at the time. Minister Chinaway asserted that the inducement for rice farmers to continue farming instead of abandoning the farm for jobs. Out of prejudice, falsehood, and the mindset, the opposition criticized the proposal as self-seeking, indicating that Chinaway and the Tower family operated large rice farms and would therefore realize a tiny profit from the proposed price increase. With such level of prejudice and falsehood practically interplay, which led to the subsequent death of President Tubber and 30 other influential Liberians, to include Benedict Tubber, who was allegedly thrown out of the helicopter under the canopy of being taken to Bele Yara while en route. Let us be reminded of the sweeping biases that once undermined our national security in the past is gradually creeping into our society. This time, at the higher level, being orchestrated by some members of the opposition against the government and its people. Members of the press. Such a great allegation can be validated or authenticated through its indicators of which we believe are homogeneous. 1. In the $16 billion sector, the opposition, out of a mindset, demonstrated prejudice and falsehood, and stage a demonstrator in America, someone who did not even use the word alleged, or further finger at President Weah, saying he was in possession of a container at his house, even though our European called for hearing before judgment. In line with good governance and transparency, an investigation was launched by international investigators finding proof otherwise. Case 2. In the 25 million mop-up exercise, the Crow recommended further investigation. President Weah again responsibly mandated the GSC to do a forensic audit. The opposition flip-flopped. Instead of investigation, they are now calling for the arrest of Mr. Twe, even though the Europeans called for hearing before judgment. Few months ago, it was President Weah. Yesterday, it was Minister Twe. And today, the Plebeians common people of Liberia have been victimized by every Darius and Mo Ali concocted lies against the very common people they claimed they want to advocate for. These are scary and have the propensity of scaring investors from out of the country. This action by Mr. DeLong and Mr. Ali have further destroyed our good image with our partners in and out of Liberia. Our partners have withheld their support until the matter is resolved. A strangulation that have watered down to the commoners and have placed a stigma on a dark cloud over our institution. Members of the press, we want to make it emphatically clear that one of the contributing factors of the economic crisis in Liberia is the result of a mindset being crafted through a smear campaign, falsehood, and hate messages being propagated both nationally and internationally against this government by some members of the opposition. We want to use this medium to give Mr. Mo Ali and A.B. Darius DeLong for 8 hours ultimatum to unconditionally apologize firstly to the common people of Liberia and then to the Plebeians organization in order to restore our lost image. Their refusal will leave us with no alternative but to institute a lawsuit against them for the gross violation of our fundamental rights. Right to be heard before judgment, and the violations of Article HABC 13 and Article 18 of our Constitution.
Sir.
Lastly, we call on the President of the Republic of Liberia, the U.S. Embassy, the United Nations, the European Union, the African Union, and that of the ECOWAS to be aware of fake messages smear campaign being crafted by Mo Ali and Abraham Darius Dillon, which have the propensity to undermine our already fragile peace that has been preserved by national government since the departure of the United Nations, something which is commendable. Let me close with these reassuring words from our national anthem. With God above, our rights to rule, we will over all prevail. Long live Liberia. Happy land, a home of glorious liberty by God's command. The Almighty God bless the works of our hands and improve the lives of the coming people of Liberia.
Yes, put the tattoo man.
All right, we will intervene. We will form the marketing association, the Liberia Marketing Association. Please come forward. If you're not around, we'll call the Islamic Affairs to come forward. Yeah, okay, he's here. Go ahead. Firstly, I want to appreciate our presence here on the program, and although this market has been encouraged. Precisely want to condemn the act of 80 guys wearing colors who have gone to try to discourage everything the Plebeians have tried to do in the situation with all grassroots organizations. The Liberia Marketing Association have been in contact with the Plebeians, precisely the chairman did. When we experienced a lot of situation after our elections, group of people headed by one-ton persons and some of our office depriving our free movement. The Plebeians have been visiting us, wishing to know what we can do, what kind of venture they can get involved with to see how the ordinary marketers can be involved. So our president today is to tell us that our appointment and our association of this group is intended to ensure that our ordinary people down there can feel benefit and grow from their lower level.
Thank you. That was the Liberia Marketing Association. The Islamic Affairs, please come forward.
Good afternoon. This really is happening and frustrating such a message are reaching us. We as Muslims, we are against relying on people. We are not rebel. We want all the international community to know that Plebeians is not a government institution, it's non-for-profit. They are there to boost the moral of proper government of President Weah, but they are not there to destroy the image of this government.
All right, thank you. We'll take two more, then we'll go to question and answer quick. Please come forward, madam.
Yes, my name is Chabetio. My name is Chabetio. This Plebeian is about poor people. I live for poor. These people are helping people. It's not about government, it's about destroying anybody. This bank will organize this to help poor people, to help us. And we want to start to putting our friends together, at least for them to do a fine job for us. It's not about government business. We know anything about what they are talking about.
Thank you. The last one, the gentleman from the beach that was part of this training exercise. Then from there, our honorable men speak. For 1 minute. Yeah, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is KBG Bamba, and I'm a member of the Plebeian Common People of Liberia. I came from Broad Street, and I paid in the form of the Plebeian with $0. And I was called by the chairman on phone that indeed we have an exercise to be done on the beach, but not a training. And I came part in the party headquarters, and we all in the group went behind the party, and then we were be able to take exercise, which was 24 push-ups and then 18 sit-ups, and then we run up so that we can be paid and we can be able to prove to the people that indeed we are paid for the job we were called for. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The last person before we go to question and answer.
Well, thank you very much. It's a shame. I'm Honorable Praise Kilto Senior, former chairman of National Security and Anti-Corruption of the NPLA, former Police Inspector General of Liberia,
former Assistant Minister of National Security, MNC, the former advisor at the UN to bring peace in this country. I would not be part of anything that concerns bringing stabilized Liberia. I know Plebeians from the grassroots that we are only dealing with people who are less unfortunate, that they will be able to get jobs, organize other institutions like agricultural institutions, and place our poor people, our men that need jobs to have bread to eat, because the government alone cannot employ thousands and millions. And so I want to tell you, those people who are doing these things, they are do not love this country. I want to tell you that not because they don't want to help. I want to political partners in this country. Which of them not willing to build roads? Or to open agricultural bridges here to employ our people. So these are what they are doing to stabilize this country, and they will now work in democracy. Amen.
All right. Come on, madam. No, she's the last person. All right. I see poor burger in your hand.
Yeah, I'm Regina Johnson.
Let's go. Let's go see. All right.
I'm Regina Johnson. I'm from the Popo people. I'm from the Popo people. I came and filled in the phone. And then I started doing my business. We have never gone anywhere to train and hold the phone to do anything like that. When we went on the beach, we only just some exercise, we run and do sit-up, and then we talk push-up. And then our Plebeian leader assured us that we are going to security free. We only wanted us to be fit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, we will take 5 questions. Okay.
My name is Cecilia Clark. I'm the coach for DLPC. With a statement release calling on Darius Dillon and Mo Ali to retract their statement, their hate messages on their social media. How sure are you that that statement is?
Thank you very much. We have a law in this country, and no one above the law. When you say things that are not true and you don't use alleged, in his video, as we speak right now, you go on his page, he and Mo Ali page, the video is there. And the international community have seen it as well. He will, by lawful act, will apologize, and we will also issue a lawsuit. Thank you.
Yes, people have marriage in our right. First, I'd like to know, you said you are not can you say for the rest of seeing your partner wear pictures?
Thank you very much. Excuse for the banner. If you look in the banner, even if you get microscope, the microscope can now tell you there's something here called CDC. Look at it go, put your glasses on, nothing yet. This year you can see nothing on it. But remember that one way or another, we all belong to some political party, and that cannot be ruled out. But remember, after election, we all went back to our normal doing to be productive in society. And our office is located where the father was here. We are NGO. This is our business registration from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I mean, in the business registration, please call it off, right there. Our head office is located in Broadville. You drive to Broadville, you will see there's an office right there. Thank you very much. Yes. We got 3 more questions.
My name is Gerald Boyden. I work from East Africa. We talk about giving jobs to more than 1,000 Liberians. What category of job are you talking about? Private sector or public?
All right, thank you. I don't want you all to carry a perception that says the common people don't know book. That's a lie. Most of our common people have high school diploma, associate degree, and bachelor degree. I have seen it, and I can prove that because I have the application and that document as well. Your question, you said, the jobs that came from 2 companies. Highway construction, we have a contract with the Liberian government, Dupo Road, drainage system, and Greenville Hospital. They are rehabilitating it. Casual labor job, office administration, and engineer as well. Thank you. The 4th question.
Thank you very much. My name is Two of your introducers said they were taking the beach for one of the systems, and they were told they were going to take the assessment. I would like to know, once those persons, are they trained in that manner? What benefits are they as per your your intent.
Thank you very much. My brother, let me tell you something. You use the word again, training. At least say alliance training. But when you said, no, we never went on the beach to train. Train means that I will teach you to do something. But instead, on a fateful day, people were showing to us what they were capable of doing because it was a physical test. So is that what's the essence? The essence of the physical test is to weed out the fit and unfit. And that day, God helped us. We were able to identify 5 individuals that underwent operation. Isn't it true, my people? Yes. Thank you very much. I think it's the last question. Thank you. As the press release goes, what we do, we negotiate with companies, health institutions, anything that our common people can benefit without money, without paying a dime. Anybody here have paid money to me before? No. Have I asked someone for money here before? No. What we do when the company accept our request, we lock them out because we are 500. I think he made a mistake, say 5,000. We are 500,000 plus, remember, to all the length and breadth. So we have to identify those potential individuals. Thank you very much. All right, now, before you cut it off, I wanted to show you the security company. The Ministry of Justice knows the security company. This is the registration right here. Ministry of Justice, $300,000. The Ministry of Justice recognizes them. This is the LRA of that security company. Tax clearing. This is a public notary that security company does exist, private security company.
Very legal.
Very legal. These are the kind of things we also do back cassava machines to help our people. As you can see, illness, we help people. There's a lot of documentation here. So thank you, I appreciate you all for coming here. And Darius DeLong and more, at the whatsoever you are, you have messed with the common people of Liberia. Yes, we will make sure you apologize to us and we will send you to court. Thank you very much.
Thank you.